but we're going to get the race started here. Here they come through turn 17. Our pace car on the pit lane. I can hear the cars putting the steering pedal to the floor. Here they come down under the bridge towards the start-finish line, and we will get our first lap underway. We'll see them coming straight at us. Through and towards turn 3, side by side, about 4 cars back. A lot of the rest of the field has started to fan out just a bit, but now there's a lot of side-by-side action going in there. Looks like everyone gets through turn 3 fairly safely. Now we're looking at turn 5 as they come out through here. Or actually, that's probably turn 4. Oh, it looks like everyone got stacked up there just a little bit.
Yeah, and one of our drivers running a little bit wide, using the grass over at turn 6, Brian, to make a pass. Somehow makes it, well, I was going to say somehow made it stick.
There's another one. This is in honor of David Hobbs, a little argy-bargy going on here as they head in towards the hairpin turn 7. All right, here we go. This is the view coming through turn 14. Now your leaders coming through 17, heading down towards the start-finish line for the first time here, first lap.
Oh,
we got a car off going out into the Corvette, not making it to the tire wall. That looks like car number 83, maybe.
Shaoyi has now come up in the lead in Touring 3. He's running 9th overall, and that's Toyota GR6. It's brand new Toyota GR6. And again, I believe that car and Shaoyi destined for some World Challenge touring car action starting in a couple of months. Todd Clarke, who was our pole sitter in the class, now sitting second, 11th overall, with Simon Aslan sitting third, 13th overall. They've got a few Touring 2 and Touring 4 cars separating that Touring 3 battle out.
runner. We've got a slow car coming out of, I guess that would be...
No, that's actually turn 12 coming onto the Flying Fortress Straight. We did just get a report from one of the corners.
Cadillac?
No, that's not the Cadillac, I don't believe, but one of the cars had impacted a wall just prior to that, I believe, coming over at turn 12. We'll get the number on that that car here in just a moment as it's working its way slowly down that Flying Fortress Straight.
That's a T3 liter.
Yeah, Shaoyi there in the Shaoyi running in the number 29 Toyota GR86. take a look at now Touring 3. Of course, that is now going to move Todd Clarke up into the lead in Touring 3. He's got a almost a 4-second advantage over Simon Aslan. Joe Rainey considerably further back from there. So that has really changed the complexion, I think, of that T3 race. Right now, what we'll be looking for in T3 is David Oram in his BMW 330 Ci. When they crossed the start just a few moments ago, he was only about a half a car length back from Joe Rainey in that new battle for the bronze position. All right, Brian, I'd like to see if we can pick up our Touring 4 race. They've just now crossed the start-finish line, heading down towards Turn 1. Devin Anderson in that 2019 Subaru BRZ. He is your leader in class. Marc Cefalo, the green and yellow Planet Miata Mazda MX-5, the 00 car. I believe they're just now coming through Turn 1.
Yes, they just went through Turn 1.
And again, this is the battle for the lead in Touring 4. Ryan Heischman currently running third, about 13 seconds back as they come through now Turn 3. And Cefalo has been closed on Devin Anderson, who is our pole sitter in the class for the majority of this race. They both run their fastest laps of the race so far. trying to track whether or not Marc Cefalo has made up any ground on Devin Anderson in T4. This is the battle for the lead in T4. They're running 11th and 12th overall, and I believe we may have him coming down the turn one now. Cefalo now, again, within about 0.2 of a second.
Yeah.
So he's been staying very close. That Mazda MX-5 just not able, I think, to you know, again, a very well-balanced car, of course, not able to dig out of some of these corners. That flat four Subaru, maybe a little bit more torquey than the Mazda.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're coming down to go time here. 6 minutes left in the race, and that means that we'll be probably 2 laps to go next time by, is my guess. So if you're in a position like Cefalo is, 0.2 of a second, now is when you've got to bring out every piece of racetrack craft that's in your toolbox. You've been watching the car in front of you lap after lap after lap. You know where his weaknesses are. Ooh, that was really close going into turn 7 there. Whatever that car was came down, and the other car looked like he had to get on the brakes to miss him. But going back to the Anderson-Cefalo battle, you got to dig into that toolbox. You've been watching where the car in front of you might be a little faster, might be a little slower. You know where you're a little faster, you know where you're a little slower, and it's time for you to make that decision. And they're side by side, just going past our camera there. Marc Cefalo is thinking now is the time to make that move. There they are, almost side by side again, coming through and heading down towards the chicane. We'll get a really good view of them here, still side by side through the chicane.
We've got that is
Cefalo is about to get the lead. He's got just a nose in front. We'll see if he's able to complete that pass after this really long straightaway.
And we'll see here as they come into turn 17, and it is Marc Cefalo. Yep. Looks as though he is...
he's still behind Devin Anderson, coming out of 17 and heading down towards the start-finish line again. Still no white flag, so they're going to get to do it at least 2 more times. And this could be a fun battle to watch here for the next couple of laps. Right now, there really is no battle for the T2 lead. 5 seconds between Mark Bowden and Scotty B. White. Let's keep it here. Let me take a quick look at T3 to see if we should be keeping an eye on that battle at all. There's a 6-second gap between first and second in T3, so let's focus on this T4 battle if we can keep on it. They were 0.3 of a second at the line, Greg.
That's right, in that last time by, Brian. Devin Anderson, he opened up an additional gap over Marc Cefalo, 0.05 of a second.
Yeah, big gap, 0.05 of a second from the last lap to this lap. We should be seeing them coming at us right now going into turn 7. Cefalo is the blue and yellow car right there in second place. He has got a lap and a half probably to get the job done here. Devin Anderson, you got to know he's got one eye on his mirror, probably both eyes on his mirrors. Don't know how to drive when you got both eyes on your mirrors, but that's what he's doing right now. To his credit, no blocking, no weaving right now. He's just got his focus game on as he comes here right into our vision here. Now there is a car, a couple of maybe 10 car lengths in front of them that I don't think is going to play into this battle at this moment.
Well, and I was going to be more concerned, Brian, actually about Simon Aslan in the 109 T3 BMW right behind them.
Right.
That's a car that can definitely dig out of the corners with that straight 6 and definitely more straight line speed. But he has managed to sit back behind that battle for the win in T4, as has Maurizio Sarasoli in the Porsche 911, the 03 car, which is also hanging right back there.
So here's the situation where Devin Anderson is praying to see the white flag. Marc Cefalo is praying not to see the white flag. Here they come through 17. There you see Cefalo goes a little bit wide there. That's going to lose him a couple of, maybe 1/10 of a second possibly, as they come past the start-finish line here. Now I think this is their second to last lap.
There you go, and Brian, another 200ths of a second picked up by Devin Anderson, as you said. Maybe Cefalo didn't get a good run at 17, but there you go.
He lost that right in 17. He absolutely went wide there, and because he was right in the same line every time. But now it looks like he's made a little bit of a move coming through. Now they're side by side. Is that right? No.
Yeah. So Cefalo tried to come underneath Anderson going into turn 3,
Cefalo's
pushed
taking the
Anderson
lead.
wide, and there you go. As Marc Cefalo now has taken the lead from Marc Anderson, and we saw it was set up coming into turn 3, just came deep, and Anderson had to go a little bit wide now as the white flag is in the air.
We're focusing on T3, folks, because there are no class battles for the lead in turn 2. I'm sorry, T4, because there are no class battles really close for the lead in T2 and T3. This is the most exciting and interesting race on the racetrack at the moment. Devin Anderson trying to catch back up to Marc Cefalo. He's got, what is it now, 20 corners left to get this thing done, to try to get the lead. And for Devin Anderson, he's been in the front most of this whole race. So
he has. Now,
Cefalo opened up now. It looks like 5 car lengths as they go through the chicane. Here they come through 17 for the second to last time. And the gap just a little bit closer, but not by much, maybe 4 car lengths now as they come through here. And the checkered flag is now being exchanged for that white flag. It is in the air.
Come now down into turn 17.
That's right. They've got one big sweeping corner between victory lane and the end of this race as they come through it here.
Well, let's go and take a look, because there is one class that we forgot, Brian. Let's talk about T3.
Well, we haven't forgotten about it. We're going to get to it.
Okay. I was going to say, let's get to T3 right now, where Todd Clarke, in his BMW 330 Ci out of Fox Island, Washington, takes the win. Simon Asselin in that 109 machine. And we saw Simon sitting back behind that battle between Anderson and Cefalo for so long. He was queued up for second place, and he was in just a nice, safe position there. Comes home in second. David Oram in the number 44 BMW 330 Ci comes home in third. So the three BMWs take all three podium positions in Touring 3.